Hello everyone, my name is Samgwero Motsa. I'm from Eswatini. So today I'm going to explain how to do grafting or how to propagate avocados using the grafting method. So I won't use anything that is very expensive, such as grafting tapes or any chemical. I'll just use stuff that you can find in your home or anywhere, say that in your home or your work station or in your greenhouse. So what you can see in the picture here is water in a watering can. There are also these plastics here, and there is an eraser or a razor. You can use a sharpener and take out the razor. There is this piece of leaf or stalk which we call the seoson. This is the seoson. It is actively growing shoots, as you can see. It is actively growing shoots, and there is the rootstock there. There is a hand sanitizer. There is a cloth which I will use to wipe my hands when I've just washed them using water before I apply the hand sanitizer. So what I'll do first here is I'll take the eraser, or the razor, not the eraser, and cut these ice bags into lengths of about 1 centimeter, 0.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters, depending on what I want. But I'll cut them into the length of a sellotape or a grafting tape, because I'm not using the grafting tape, I'm using plastic ice packs here. So once I've cut them, I start stripping them apart. As you can see in the video, you strip them, and make sure that they are not blown by wind. So now you take your razor and your hand sanitizer. So the importance of the sanitizer is to kill the pathogens that may harm grafts and also kill diseases of these avocados that are easily spread via this grafting process. So you also make sure that your hands are fully sanitized, as I've explained. Why should you be sanitized, or why should the utensils that you are using be sanitized? Then what you do next is you take your rootstock or your avocado tree, and after taking it, you cut out the top parts of your tree. So what you should make sure is you cut it in such a way that you don't lose much of the stem. So you can't cut your tree at this level, as you won't be able to work around here. And you can't also cut it near the top leaves, as it is very soft there. So now that I've cut it, I place it away from my place of work. So this is the seoson. You take your seoson and you look at it. You can see that there are actively growing shoots there in the seoson. Then what you do next is you sharpen your seoson. Make it like a spear, if you know a spear. So after you can see that your seoson is more or less of the same diameter as your rootstock, you cut it or you sharpen it like a spear. So on one side and on the other side. I'm sorry that the video does not show me cutting this. I don't know what happened, but as I proceed, you'll see how it has to look like. So after cutting your seoson, or after sharpening it, this is how it has to look. So I hope you can see it now. Then what you do next is you have to deal with your rootstock now. You cut it along the diameter going down for about 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters, or less or more. It's up to you. So cut it along the diameter. You cut it along the diameter. Along the diameter. Make sure that it's only one cut. So I hope you can see now how it appears after I've cut it. The next thing that you have to do is you take your seon and put it on the rootstock. So make sure that you are properly sanitized as you are doing your grafting process. So now you just gently insert your seon on the rootstock. Gently insert it on your rootstock or into your rootstock. I hope you can see. It fits. No need to try and hold it. It will stand for itself. After doing that, you remember that at the beginning of the video I was cutting some plastic bags or some ice bags. So you take each piece and wrap around where you've just made your graft. Instead of using the crafting tape, which might be expensive and which might not be available for everyone at times, I used these plastic ice packs. You just wrap around the place where you've made your craft. Make sure that there is no air that can get into this craft. So you wrap around up until the whole craft or the whole area is covered. So if you are an amateur or if it's your first time doing this, you can ask somebody to help you, but since I've been doing this for a couple of times, I can now do it alone. So you just wrap around up until the whole area is covered, making sure that you do not disturb the rootstock or the seon in the rootstock. You should also look into that. Do not just cover the craft, but also make sure that nothing is disturbed. So as I'm covering it, I'm making sure that I don't disturb it. So you can then use a sellotape at the end to tighten up your plastics, but since I've just said that I've been doing this for a couple of times, I now just tie the plastics. And being innovative is creating your own idea. You can also use rubber bands, you can use sellotape, but not glue. Please don't use glue. I've been just thinking of glue, but no, you can't use glue of any type. So once it's covered, you'll be set. I hope you can see. It's very, very simple. It's very, very, very simple. Make sure that there is no air that gets inside. Make sure. I hope you can see now. I hope you can see. It's covered. I hope you can see. So you can see the actively growing shoots, they are visible. So this is how your graft has to look. So now you take one of your ice packs, make sure that they are not, or they do not have any pores. So you blow air into your plastic bag. So when you exhale, you are releasing carbon dioxide. So I hope you know that carbon dioxide is important for certain processes in plants. So it plays a vital role in plant processes such as photosynthesis and respiration. So after blowing in the air, you put your plastic bag down up to a point below your graft, below the point where you made your graft. Then you have to wrap around again and cover that plastic such that the carbon dioxide that is in the plastic is not released, and the graft or the place or the point where you made your graft is not disturbed. You can also use sellotape instead of these plastic bags, but since I've said that being innovative is creating your own ideas, you can use rubber bands, you can also use something else. So I hope you can see now that this is covered. So I've used sellotape just to wrap around here. I'm sorry that you did not see that part. So now I want to show you some evidence that this process or this way of grafting works. This is a graft that I made about 2 weeks, 1.5 week back, so I can say 2 weeks. So I'm going to untie or unwrap this tree so you can see that my way of grafting works. So now I'm removing the plastic bag from the graft. Gently remove it, don't disturb anything that is inside. Do not disturb. So this is evidence. I'm just proving it to you that this is going to work. No need to go to a shop to buy grafting tapes and chemicals if there are any used for grafting. So I hope you can see. I hope you can see. This is just working. So that part that I've just held is, it looks like it is root. So I hope you can see this part. I don't know what happened, but the place where the graft was made is around here. This is where I wrapped my plastic bags. So a shoot developed here. This is the importance of the actively growing shoots. You can see shoot number 1 and shoot number 2, and now more shoots will develop here, more shoots. I hope you can see this small one here. So there are more shoots that are still going to develop here, and this is going to be a very, very good tree. I hope you can see here. This is just a good tree. In 5 months time, this will be a tree, a very good one, and maybe after a year it will start fruiting. Yeah, it may take a year because these are matured leaves. So I'm going to prove it to you now with another tree which I made about 4 months back. I hope you can see here. This is where I made my graft, and this is the tree. Look how beautiful it is now. It was a very, very successful graft. So these are my root stocks here. I'm still going to graft them I'm still going to graft them. So what you do now, I have to cover this tree again. I was just proving it to you that this thing works. So I have to recover this tree since the leaves are not fully green, they were still growing, so they still need more carbon dioxide. I'll have to cover them so that they are safer. So what I do is I blow in air into this red plastic bag and then cover it again. I'll just use sellotape and maybe this plastic bags to wrap around. Otherwise, I hope you can see that grafting is very simple.